What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? MonkeyFlop here, and today I'm here to answer some questions that a lot of you guys have had about game sharing on the PlayStation 4. Whether you know it or not, game sharing is a thing, and a lot of people have had questions like, is game sharing still allowed? Can I game share up to 3 accounts? And is game sharing going to be a thing in 2019? All that and more. But before we get into that, I kind of wanted to explain game sharing a little bit. So, my MonkeyFlop account has games on here, right? Let me turn on my controller. So, my MonkeyFlop account has games on here, right? In order for other accounts that are on this PS4, I'll show you guys really quickly. I'm going to log out of this so that way you guys can see the accounts and get a better idea. So if I were to activate MonkeyFlop as a primary PS4, everything that is purchased through my MonkeyFlop account can be shared with these any of the users that you have on that PS4. Usually what people do is I have 2 PS4s at home. So one account, I have MonkeyFlop activated as a primary PS4. And then on the other PS4, I have Madam Eve activated as a primary PS4. That way, if she purchases something, then I have access to it and vice versa. Now, keep in mind that if I activate MonkeyFlop on another PS4, then the purchases that I have will only be accessible if I log in on this PS4. Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. And it's really easy. You go into settings, you go into account management, and you activate it as a primary PS4. I'm not going to activate it, but this is pretty much how you do it. So you just go and activate, and then you can deactivate as you choose. Now, from time to time, a lot of issues that people have are the games lock. The games are going to lock if this is not activated as your primary PS4, because if you don't have it activated as a primary PS4, then you need internet connection, and they need to be able to verify that you own the licenses to these games. So if that ever happens, just make sure you have an internet connection. You'd probably have to go back and activate it as a primary PS4. But if you don't want to, then you can go into account management and you can restore licenses. Okay, so that's another option that you have in case the game's locked. Now, there are times where, there's the games lock out and then you're not able to get in them at all for hours, and that is the risk that you're taking by doing this. And a lot of people get frustrated because it's like, oh my gosh, I can't get into my games. And this has happened to me because I do have 2 PS4s. What ends up happening is you end up locking yourself out. So let's say I'm on this PS4, I'm logged in as MonkeyFlop, and then I go and turn on the other PS4, and I don't log out of this one, but then I log into the other PS4, and the other PS4 is activated, this one's not. What's going to end up happening is PlayStation's going to be like, hey, you just accessed your MonkeyFlop account on a different PS4. Something fishy's going on, so we're going to lock all the games. And that happens sometimes for like hours, and it really, really sucks. So to avoid getting your games locked, just make sure before you go and access the other PS4 that you just either turn off your PS4 or log out of your PS4. Do yourself a favor so that way your games don't lock. Because that's happened to me plenty of times where it's like, oh, it's game night, we're gonna go and play, and my games I end up locking myself out of my games. And usually when you get that error code because you signed into another PS4, it takes hours. And if that happens to you, don't do anything, just wait, because the more you do, the more you're gonna have to wait. Now, I did want to touch on game sharing a little bit more, because a lot of people are like, hey, can you game share with up to 3 accounts? And that was a thing of the past. To be honest with you guys, that was a thing of the past. That was something that kind of slipped through the cracks. That Sony and PlayStation had a hard time, you know, figuring out, and a lot of people were getting away with game sharing with 3 PS4s at the same time. What they ended up doing was activating one PS4 as a primary and then going into another PS4 without deactivating the other one, going into the other one, and then going into account management and activating the other one. And for some reason, like a couple of months ago, you were able to, even if your another PS4 was activated, you were able to change it. And at times it still works, but as you guys can see here, I can't do it, and I only have my PS4 activated account on another PS4. So that was like a little glitch that people were doing a little while ago. It doesn't work anymore. You cannot game share with 3 accounts. Another question that a lot of people had is, should I game share with family or friends? I have 2 PS4s at home, like literally sitting at my desk, on my setup, and I game share with those 2 PS4s because they are my own. I own them. They are my own, and I don't game share with anybody else. I don't recommend you guys game sharing with anybody else, especially strangers. So many subscribers have told me that they game shared with some random person that commented on a video, and they got locked out of their account. They got their account possibly hijacked and things like that. So please do not game share with people you don't know. And then, you know, don't do anything shady. That's all I gotta recommend. This is meant to be for, like, hey, you have other accounts on your PS4. You know what? You could play the games that you purchased with those other accounts. It would be like the same thing as playing a physical copy. You take it from one PS4 to the other. That's the same idea here. Now, the last question that I'm actually going to touch on in this video is this still going to be a thing in 2019? And yes, it is still going to be a thing because, like I said, the way that this is actually set up, the intentions of PlayStation is for you to be able to access your games on any system that you choose, and only activate your one PlayStation 4 as a primary. So, you know, as long as you guys aren't deactivating and activating and doing all kinds of stuff, then, you know, just don't do anything shady that would get you banned. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, 2019 still gonna be the same thing. No, you can't game share with 3 accounts anymore. It doesn't work. I have 2 PS4s active. I have one PS4 activated as a primary PS4. I have 2 PS4s in total. This is my PlayStation 4 Pro, and I don't have this one activated. And as you guys can see, I can't activate it because my other PS4 is activated already. So I hope I answered a lot of questions that a lot of people had. You guys have been having so many questions, and I try to get to as many questions as people have, and sometimes it's easier for me to just make a video and then point you guys to it, or hope that you know, the people that have questions see the video. Just depends on YouTube and YouTube's freaking algorithm, and whether or not they're gonna share the video. But anyways, that's it for me. I hope I answered a lot of questions. I try to do as much as I could in this video. Make sure to hit a like. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, bell notification. Remember, comments do help out tremendously. So if you do comment, I see you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next news update. Oh man, I want to ask a question though before we go. What games are you guys currently playing? If you guys want to add me on the PlayStation for? I know I get a lot this question a lot, especially lately. If you want to add me, I currently have a full friends list, but if you join Patreon or you join YouTube, that's a guaranteed slot in, and I'm going to be playing pretty much all of these games and more with subscribers within the next week or so. So wanted to throw that out there too, because that's a question that I get a lot too. Anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next news update. You guys are freaking awesome.